Why joint ventures fail. Hey everyone, this is Christopher Brown here again from alphalifestyleacademy.com. Before we get started, when somebody has put in the effort to build a large following that they can send out a message to that following, they only need a small percentage of that following to respond to the message to reach their income goals and get rich. But just think how much easier it would be to find somebody who is already successful, blast out a message endorsing you and what you have to offer. Now, the very first time I did this, I made a deal with Joel Broughton, who sent out an email to his customer base endorsing me and what I had to offer. And over the next 6 hours after sending out that email, that turned into 141 sales. However, over the next 12 months, that turned into close to $150,000 per month income. See how I did this with this free step-by-step blueprint and video book at 90daymillionaire.alphalifestyleacademy.com. Now back to the video. Now, joint ventures are the fastest way to grow your enterprise. Many of those that we know as billionaires today got their start by using joint ventures. Bill Gates made his first $10 million by using joint ventures. However, if you'd like to find out more on how joint ventures work, you can watch this video in the upper right-hand corner. Now, every so often I hear skeptics ask about real ways to make more money and improve some area of their business. And I always smile because I understand that they don't understand how leverage works. They are so used to working 8 hours a day and getting paid for those 8 hours. And if they want to make $100,000 a year, they have to make at least $50 an hour, working 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year. So when they hear stories of someone making $100,000 over the weekend, it doesn't make sense to them. When somebody has spent the time to build a following large enough where they can send out a message to that following, they only need a small percentage of that following to respond to the message to make enough to provide for their family. However, it may take a lot of time and effort to build a following large enough to reach their financial goals. But just think how much easier it would be to find somebody who is already successful, blast out a message to their following endorsing you and what you have to offer. Now, the very first time I did this, I made a deal with Joel Broughton, who sent out an email to his customer base endorsing me and what I had to offer. And over the next 6 hours after sending out that email, that turned into 141 sales. Then I did a deal with Al Nin, or we worked out a deal with his dentist and reached out to several beauty salons, provided them with marketing material, which turned into 3,200 new patients in the first 90 days, at an average of about $2,000 per patient, for a total of about $6.5 million over the next 12 months. Now, if joint ventures are so profitable, then why do joint ventures fail? Reason number one, no planning. One reason that joint ventures fail is not enough proper planning. There are some people who are ready, fire, and others who are ready, aim, and then fire. These type of entrepreneurs look at marketing data, insights, economic factors, and other factors to properly plan out their joint venture project. For a step-by-step blueprint on how to properly put a joint venture together, download our free blueprint at 90daymillionaire.alphalifestyleacademy.com. Reason number two, poor marketing. Advertising is not just letting people know what it is that you do, but understanding how to use the proper combination of words, shapes, and colors to motivate a person to do business with you over your competitors. Something as simple as changing a headline can make the difference of making a profit or losing money. Look at another example from YouTube. Mr. Beast spends $10,000 for the thumbnail. You know, the picture image for the video? He invests $10,000 on this because he said this can make the difference between 50 million people watching his video or 200 million people watching the video. There are a lot of factors that you need to think about in your marketing that we do not have time to go through at this time. We go into more details in this in our free blueprint on how to use the advantage of being broke to build a 6- and 7-figure income in the next 3 to 12 months at 90daymillionaire.alphalifestyleacademy.com. Reason number 3, Scale of influence. People love the idea of using somebody else's following to build their social media following and or customer base. However, there's a big difference between getting somebody to recommend you and finding somebody with a large center of influence who recommends you. This is why network marketing at times gets a bad rap. Network marketing does have some similarities to joint ventures, because when somebody joins a network marketing company or MLM company, and then they approach their uncle may be a nice guy, but he does not have any influence. Now imagine if you have a product to sell and somebody like Elon Musk endorses you. People fail at network marketing because they go after people with no influence. Instead, they should reach out to those who already have a following and create a win-win situation for both parties. Let's look at YouTube. People spend years trying to get 100,000 subscribers, which is when you get an award called as the silver play button. We did a video on an 11-year-old kid who goes by the name of Captain Corey, who is terminal. His mom was able to reach out to Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp sent Captain Corey's YouTube channel to some of his friends to subscribe to his channel, and he earned his first 100,000 subscribers in just 6 days. In 9 days, he had a little over 200,000 subscribers. Reason number 4, focus on not what you want, but what they want. Many people reach out to successful people and people with a large following by focusing on what they want. Many only mention how much money they can make. However, to put a deal together, you need to not focus on what you want, but what the other person wants. As we said, it has to be a win-win for both parties. Reason number 5, underestimating what it takes. A quote from Grant Cardone's 10X rule is, people underestimate the amount of effort required to reach a certain goal. My first joint venture, I made a deal with Joel Broughton, who sent out an email to his customer base, and over the next 6 hours after sending out that email, that turned into $14,100, and it grew from there. I made a deal with somebody who had a large center of influence, and that's why it was so successful. However, even if you land a deal, it can be frustrating because they are not doing their part. But if you understand the economics, it is not as frustrating. So even when you land a deal, if you land a deal further down the scale of influence, it will be harder to get that person to do their part. So even if you land a deal, you should only expect 10% of them will do their part. So your goal should be to establish 100 joint venture partners. One of my mentors told me to build 100 partners, and absolutely worst case scenario, this will bring you a 6-figure per month income. In his case, out of those 100 partners, he had 3 partners that brought him a $350,000 per month income. Another one of my contacts built a team of 200 joint venture partners that went on to produce 17,000 customers. On the other hand, Len and Annette made a deal with a real estate agent, a furniture store, and a dry cleaner. These people were already successful and knew what it takes to be in business. So in this case, they only needed 3 joint venture partners to bring in $1 million in business. So it is my recommendation that you establish joint venture partners with already established businesses. People love the idea of using somebody else's following to build their customer base, but going from idea to putting this into action is too much to ask for so many smaller companies. So we created a shortcut with this free step-by-step blueprint so you can experience the same results for yourself. Download your free blueprint and audiobook at 90daymillionaire.alphalifestyleacademy.com.